good to see all of you here today, and it's an honor for me to be able to be here to speak for the Spring Memorial Service for Honolulu Church. I'm from the Konkō Mission of Honolulu. My name is Edna Yano, and I'm an associate minister. Before we begin, I would like to for us to open up our prayer books to page 73. The Konko Faith, our creed, and I think it's good for us to read this together and identify ourselves as what we are as Konko believers. The Konko Faith, our creed. We believe in Tenchi Kane no Kami, the divine parent of the universe. Our founder, Konko Dajin, embraced common revelations and as divine mediator answered the call to eternal mediation. Our continuing goal from moment to moment is to realize Kami within each of us. We are fulfilled through Kami. Kami is fulfilled through us. The happiness of everyone is Kami's greatest wish. We give thanks for Kami's blessings, mysterious, wondrous, and mundane. Blessings begin within our own hearts, hearts filled with harmony and joy. We pray wholeheartedly to Kami, today and every day, trusting Kami as our loving child, finding peace of mind. We live our faith in service to Kami, each other, and our world, nurturing and nurtured, mutually fulfilled. We revere those who have gone before us, spirits one with Kami, caring for us eternally. We respect and appreciate other paths taken by humanity towards spiritual fulfillment. Thank you very much. Good morning again. We have just observed the Spring Memorial Service in honor and appreciation of our founding deceased ministers, families, and friends. And before the service began, I asked Koichi Sensei, how many names, individual names and families will you be calling today? And he said, I don't know, you count. So while he was calling the names, I counted. Do you know how many there were? The 450. Wow. 450 names of individual families and the individual people who passed away. And if you listen carefully, you will hear at the end of every name, for example, Yano, Yano no ie no mitama. Or you will hear him say, for example, Yano ichiro no mitama no kami. Can you tell the difference between those two? If you listen carefully, did you understand? Do you understand the difference between those two? No, yeah? Okay. And many people want to know actually. So when he says, for example, Yano no ie no mitama, when he adds that ie no mitama, that means he's referring to all the ancestors from way back when, from your family's first beginning, you know? So thousands of generations before, he's referring to that. So we're acknowledging that, and that's really amazing and unique about the Konko faith. Next, he says, for example, Yano ichiro no mitama no kami. Mitama no kami means we're acknowledging that as a person passes away, he or she is now incorporated with the whole universe, which is Kami. Our Kami, or God, is the universe. It's visible. We can see God. Just step outside, look above, down below. This is Kami-sama's body, and we have now become incorporated. When we die in Konkokyo, we don't go to like heaven or hell, yeah? Or we don't go to like a faraway pure land and they just come back once a month during one season, or they remain in heaven or hell. They are with us constantly. They are ever so close to us as we become a spirit when we pass away, yeah? So it's very special. I took an ancient Hawaiian history class when I was in college, and I learned that in the ancient Hawaiian vocabulary, there's no swear words. Did you know that? There's no F words or a lot of bad words that a lot of people say nowadays. And the reason for that is very simple, yet profound. And it's because if you swear to one person, you are swearing to everyone else that came before him or her. All the ancestors. In back of every person, there are thousands and thousands of ancestors. And if you swear to that one person, you're swearing to everyone else. So it's a really big insult. So they never used to do that. Now, let me see. Going back to Koitsen's, his saishi, calling these people, when he called these people, I kind of see them as coming out of the Mitama altar. All these 450 people waiting for their names to be called. It's like graduation, yeah? Like graduation, and you're strutting down the aisle, and you expect your family and friends to be there, someone that they know. So we have to be here to claim them, They want to see you here. They know you're here, they're going to be so happy. So it's the church responsibility to let the members know that, hey, there's going to be a Mitama service coming up. Please be present. The Mitama want to be remembered. They starve your attention. Just because they died doesn't mean it's gone. Just their body's gone, but their spirit keeps on living and living and living. For us, the living people, it is our responsibility to remember them. But if we stop remembering them, we don't call their names anymore, we completely forget about everything they ever taught us, then that's when they completely die. Yeah? So we are keeping them immortal. For the living to keep them immortal is our task. But the Mitama-sama also have a role. They have a very important role too. I don't know if you noticed, but we can't see them, but they're playing the role of the roots, just like the roots of the tree. When you walk into a flower garden, or you go see sakura in Japan, it's so beautiful, yeah? It's like everybody looks up, only look up. So beautiful. But they don't look at the roots. They would never say, oh, beautiful sakura tree, it must have really good roots down there. Yeah, no one would say that, because it's hidden. People don't care about the roots, we just tread on it. But the roots play a very, very important role. And humans, our family is exactly like a tree, if you think about it. Us the living, we can see each other, right? That's the living, visible portion of the tree. And then down below, the roots, that's our ancestors. The roots uptake nutrients, water, and all that good stuff from the soil, yeah? Up to the very tips of the leaves of every root, of every tree, every flower petal, every leaf, the nutrients go up. But then the roots, they survive also, thanks to the people above, yeah? Thanks to the branches and the leaves and the flower. They take so the leaves take the sun-processed nutrients down to the tip of the roots. So it's a mutual, interdependent relationship. If you cut it off right at the trunk, it's going to last a while, but it's not going to last very long, yeah? You take flowers that are offered here, very beautiful. Which one of these do you think is going to last the longest? Probably that potted one, right? Because the roots are still remaining. We didn't cut it off. Now the other ones in the vases, they're really, really beautiful, but they're not going to last very long. If we ignore our ancestors and we just don't take care of the people who passed away and don't remember them, it's like cutting off from the roots. And the people are, oh, we're not going to last very long. We're going to have problems. Problems after problems after problems. And people wonder, why do I have such a curse? But they don't acknowledge that they're not acknowledging the roots. Very important. So if you have a lot of problems and just keep wondering, what's up with my life? Take a look at your roots. Are you revering your ancestors? It's very, very important. We do not exist if it weren't for our ancestors. I'm reminded of a story that of my high school classmate. She told a story to the class one time that she would not exist if it weren't for her great-grandpa. Because her great-grandpa, he apparently missed his ride on the Titanic. He was late. So the ship was sailing away. And at that moment he was like, no, they paid lots of money. Oh man. But then the ship sank, yeah? And so many people died. He probably could have been one of them. and if he, didn't survive, if he probably would have rode on that Titanic, he would die. And then his great-granddaughter that's living today wouldn't be alive, In World War II, in Japan, a lot of army men, they went out to the war. And if they came back alive, they came home alive, they were looked down upon, ashamed, because they didn't die honorably for the country, But thanks to them, they have descendants. We have a lot to thank them for. So at the bare minimum, it's important to remember them. In Konko in Hawaii, we have 2 really large mitama services. One in the spring, which is today, and one in the autumn. Very important. And so those are for really, the bare minimum. If you can attend these 2, you can consider yourself a true Konko believer. Forget those soccer games. Forget watching some sports channel on Sunday morning. You have to come. They are providing so much for us. They are protecting us and guiding us in our daily lives. Even if you can't see them, they're here to protect you. So at the bare minimum, these 2 services, please attend for them. They give us so much of their blessings and their grace. And of course, we also have Mitama Matsuri every month, monthly services, Mitama services. Please attend those too if you can. And we can remember them on a daily basis. If you have a home altar, make a home altar if you don't have one yet. Create a sacred place in your home. Revere your ancestors, revere Kami-sama, and remember them every day. Just like mom and dad, while they're still alive, they want you to be remembered. Talk to them. Tell them your problems. Well, they probably know them already. Communicate with them. The mitama, once again, they haven't gone to a faraway land. They didn't go to hell or heaven. They are right here with us. And some mitama's presence, they're more powerful than others. Like for example, Tao-sensei, I can sense Reverend Haruko Takahashi's mitama spirits more powerful, attached to you. And then my dad, Yano sensei, I can sense his father's mitama spirits really strongly attached. And for my mom, her father, really strongly attached. And for Higuchi-san, it's her daughter, I can really sense it, really strong. And Rodney, it's her mom, I can sense her strong spirit. And as Fuka-san, it's your father. Even I can sense it. You don't even have to tell me, I can sense it. We all have 1 or 2 very special mitama spirits, strongly attached to you. Remember them. They want you to remember. Humans are like water. I like to connect humans with water too. I connected first with trees, but individual humans were like water. So when we're like about 70% water, but when we're babies, we're almost like 90, 95% water. While we're still in the womb, we're close to 100% water. Really amazing. So while we're living in a physical state, it's like water in its visible state. You can see it, you can touch it, you can use it, you can taste it, you can drink it. But when we die, it's like the pot of water being evaporated. Take some water, put it in a pot, boil it. Where does the steam go? Where does the water go in the pot? Does it go to like heaven or hell or just disappear from the face of the planet? No, right? The water evaporates from the pot and it incorporates with itself inside of the universe as air. So now we're breathing the water particles, the atomic structures, the molecules, they break up and become little atoms. So they didn't go anywhere. They're incorporated with the universe. When a person dies, or when anything dies, plants or animals, the body and soul separate. The body returns to the ground, becomes soil, and then the soul continues to live on and on and on. But we have to remember them. And once again, we have to remember them. If you take, for example, a dead body, when my bunnies die, I bury them in my backyard, and then I put like a plant, or like plant seeds right above them. And then that plant grows so good. And people say, oh, duh. Because it's sucking up the nutrients from the dead body, yeah? When the human body breaks up, or any body breaks up, it turns to soil, yeah? And then the nutrients get sucked up by the plant. So when the plant, for example, if I plant an apple seed right below the dead body, it sucks up the nutrients from the human, yeah? Or the dead body. And then you pick an apple that came from there, you're basically eating that person in a different form. So what happens to that 70% of water that's in our body after we die? It evaporates again, right? It evaporates or goes down to the earth and maybe into our drinking water supply, yeah? Whatever we eat and drink, we are probably taking intaking the atoms that once belonged to a human or animal or plant. If you think about it in a scientific perspective. So what do I want to say here? So when one becomes a spirit, it's only natural that they want to know how you are doing. They want to see you happy, healthy, and want to see you prosper. They want to see you succeed. They don't want to see you in trouble. When you're in trouble, it also makes them sad. Yeah. So, when we keep remembering our ancestors like that, we can lead a healthy, happy life. The love of our ancestors is very powerful, and the only difference between a mitama and a physical being is a separation between the meat and the soul. You call their names, they can still hear you, although they may not respond, and they call your name back, but they're here to protect you always. They'll be in your heart through good times and bad. I want to go back to the top of the tree again. Yeah? This is where we acknowledge our principal parent of the universe. So if it's a mitama sama no omatsuri, why don't we just revere just this portion? Why don't we have a service over here first, and then we go there? It's because the tree doesn't live on its own, yeah? It takes the nutrients, the sun's rays, the air, the water, the rain that falls, and the nutrients that come up from the soil, the ground, the big ground. What are these? It's heaven and earth, yeah? It's the universe. So a tree can't survive without the nutrients and all the support from heaven and earth. That's why we acknowledge Tenji Kari no Kami-sama first, and then we have the mitama matsuri. I hope you're able to understand just a little bit about what mitama services are all about. And for the tamaguchi, do we all know what the offering of the tamaguchi symbolizes? Some people, they're scared to offer this first timers because they think, oh, I'm going to be converted into Konko, but it's not. It's the green portion is like a vessel, it's like a plate. And then the shide, that white piece of lightning bolt paper, that symbolizes a lightning bolt. What thought comes into mind when you think of a lightning bolt? Strong in intensity, very powerful, right? And it's almighty. So with that same intensity, you are offering your prayers to the mitama-sama. Your thoughts go to the mitama-sama. And that's what tamaguchi is all about. So, I don't know if I'm making any sense over here. But in ending, I'm going to end pretty soon. I would like to open up the Voice of the Universe. Page 21, number 65. We can read this together. When people die, they are reunited with Kami. The body dies, but the soul keeps on living. The body, which was taken from earth, will return to earth, and the soul, which was bestowed by heaven, returns to heaven. Dying is when the body and soul separate. Nambako, 13, chapter 2. Thank you very much. So let's continue to remember our ancestors and our friends that have passed away. If you have like even a family grave, make it a tradition, make it a family tradition to go once in a while, once a year, twice a year, or maybe once a month. And wash the grave headstones, make sure there's no weeds growing around it, keep it nice and intact. Offer flowers, offer their favorite food and drinks, and remember them. Continue this as your family tradition. And I guarantee you, your family lineage will succeed from generation to generation.